my start with CLT began because of my heritage and what happened in Elaine, Arkansas, where my grandfather, my great grandfather, uncles, and well, my great grandfather, great uncles, were murdered during that massacre. So I became very impatient with people talking about reparations. I'm not a very patient person, I'll tell you that front. And I'm not very good at people telling me what I can't do. So I want to know what I can do. So I went into the whole CLT thing um, simply because I wanted to reacquire the land that was stolen from the people in Phillips County and Elaine, Arkansas. And that's what we did, and that's what we have done. And we have, by and large, most of that land is pretty much owned and operated by CLT right now. People talk about government. I'll be 100% honest with you. The CLTs that I am a part of, I refuse, I will not, and I never will work with government. I'm just not going to do it because my trust factor when it comes with government is not very big. I currently work, the projects that we work on now is the projects that have to do with reobtaining land that happened because of huge massacres of Black folks in the United States. One that we're working on right now is Rosewood in Florida. We're also working a project in Danny's neck of the wood in Lake Lanier in Atlanta, in Georgia. Where I don't like a lot of people know that lake that people go on that was once land owned by Black folks, and that it was flooded out to make a lake that people now fish, swim, and do all those type of things on. So that's one of the things that is near and dear to my heart um, that I do. And I don't know if a lot of people know, but do you know in the United States, reparations has actually been paid for slavery, but the reparations were actually paid to the slave owners to agree to sign the Emancipation Proclamation of the slave owners in Maryland and in the DC area. So they would sign it. They got $300 per slave. So isn't that ironic that the only people that has ever received reparation for slavery in the United States were actually slave owners? Kind of ironic. So my whole thing, I was in another group, WhatsApp group, and I kept hearing stories about someone, whether it was St. Lucia or Barbados, where someone would have a certain swat of land, a person outside of Barbados, and people would get upset and say, "Hey, they got this land, we own," and I was like, "Well, and people would protest, and they said, then we have a lime," and I said, "That's all well and good, but what do you do once the lime is over with?" They still, at the end of the day, that person still owns, or that entity still owns the land. So I said, I didn't know, because you don't know what you don't know. I said, is CLT possible in Barbados? I don't know. And I have a kind of model that I can't remember when someone first told me about it, but it goes like this. It says, what, so what, and now what? This is what happened. So what? You analyze and you make sense of it. Now what? What are you going to do about it? And that's kind of my position, is that I was like, okay, we know what happened. The present is, so what? Now what are we going to do about it in Barbados? So at what position are we going to do about it? And I, when it comes to me being here, which I'm ecstatic to be here, just be around all these Black folks, love it. And want to do as much as I possibly can, whether it's writing a check or whether it's getting investors to people to write check that understand. And I just say, I don't want to use the term investor, but people who are willing to write checks that understand. And Danny spoke to this is that when you write a check for a CLT, you understand that you're not writing a check to make this huge income, this equity return, because there is no equity return. Everything is reinvested back into the CLT. And I've been fortunate and I've been blessed enough to work with a lot of people who are willing to pay that money, and they're looking for other places other than the United States to put forth money into those efforts, simply because it's part of the diaspora. And that's pretty much all I want to add because I know we're getting shorter time, so I want to make it down dirty, quick, to the point, fast. But I'm working with a CLT right now in Pinellas County, Florida, where we got multifamily houses, we have rental units, we have single family houses right now that we have people in right now. So Danny will tell you one thing. You hear the passion in Danny's voice when you watch a CLT come to fruition, and you watch folks move in, and then you watch and you turn, and then folks get those keys turned over to them, and the look on that person's face, and that feeling that you get when you just see that person, that they know that I got this home and I got this 99-year lease, and that this is mine and this is part of the community. You have no idea how heartfelt and how joyful that what that does for your spirit and what that does for your heart, and to know that you play just a tiny role in that. And that's the dividend that CLT pays. No, you're not. If you are looking to make a whole bunch of money off equity, then get off the call now, because CLT is not for you. But if you're looking to truly invest in your community and invest and be a part of a community, whether it's ecological, whether it's religion, whether it's just saving the cliffs of Bathsheba, man, this is what you want to do, and this is what you want to be a part of it. You want to talk about paying homage to our ancestors? This is the best way to do it, because this right here. This is telling you this is about us. It's not about I. Okay, and I'm done. Enough time for questions. Hopefully, I'm done. That's it. Thank you.